Welcome to Truly Force Free's quick tip for today. Today, I just want to give you a couple exercises on helping your dog with loose leash walking. Loose leash walking is a really difficult skill for dogs to learn. They're supposed to stay on one side while there's all these excitement going on out in the world while you're on a walk. So I want to do some things, especially right now while we are kind of quarantined at home. Maybe you're not going on as many walks, but you want to keep that skill alive and maybe even strengthen it. So I'm going to start in a low distraction environment. So I'm in my backyard here. You could do this in your house if the weather isn't okay to be outside, or if it's too difficult to start in the backyard for your dog. So start in the house. Once the backyard's mastered, then you could go to the front yard and really just do some of these games to make loose leash walking easier, where it's not so much managing on leash, just that your dog learns to stay on your side without having that leash to struggle with. So I have my clicker, I have some cream cheese. These are just little cream cheese packets that you can get at box stores that come individually wrapped like this. I love using these for loose leash walking because I don't have to fiddle with a bunch of treats that might fall or drop. I tend to be the Hansel and Gretel, where I drop one treat and give one treat. So I like to use the cream cheese. Captain really likes the cream cheese too, so that helps. Notice Captain's not on leash or anything. And if your dog is new to this, you may have to lure them a little bit at first by, putting the cheese here, clicking, and then giving them the treat so they know what side you want them to be on. For this exercise, I'm just gonna work on having Captain on my left side as a heel. But if I wanted to work with him also being on my right, I could do the same thing, just giving it a different cue or a different word to get them to do that behavior. So first, if your dog's really struggling, you can even have them start sitting next to you, click and treat, just sitting in that position. So they know this is where the food is gonna come. Then you might take a step away, and if he's just in the right area, I'm gonna click and treat, and I might change it up a little and wait up, and if he does something silly, he doesn't get any points for that. So I'll just move over and then click and treat. That's one of Captain's other tricks, so he's really hoping to get some more treats. You also might hear Scout in the background. She really wants to be on film, but it's not her turn today. So I'm gonna keep just reinforcing Captain for being on that side. And I might walk around my yard a little bit and then click and then treat. Obviously right now I don't care if it's that perfect because I'm just working on having him learn to be on this side. So even if he just moves around. And then as I can start asking for more precision as he gets better, where I might take a step, click and a treat. Notice that I'm treating a little bit behind me rather than in front of me, because if I treat in front of me, it can cause him to cross over. So we really want to treat him on behind a little bit if necessary, just to get that nice left side heel or right side, whichever side you're working on. And so I'm just treating him here. You'll also notice I have the treats on the same side that I'm working with him. So that makes it easier for me to treat without having to cross over. If I had my treat in the other side with my clicker, then if I want Captain to come on this side, I have to treat over here. It causes me to pull my shoulders over, causes sometimes the dogs to come in front because they start to follow the treat. So your treat placement is just as important as when you click. So when you're practicing these games, you want to click when they're in the right spot, then treat, and you can walk away. You're going to click when they're in the generally right spot, then treat. Click when they're in the general right spot, and then treat. And then like I said, so you're clicking when they're in the general right spot, but that treat placement needs to also be in the right spot. Because if you treat them up here, they're going to get confused. Or if you treated them way back too far, they'll get confused. And so if you start really encouraging this side, they'll start learning to stay on that side rather than zigzag. Then you can also say, I say with me if it's not a perfect heel. So I'll say with me, that's my cue. So I can tell him, with me, and then that's my cue. So you can kind of play with it. But this allows your dog to get that real practice being here without the distractions of the outside world and not practicing pulling on and tugging on the leash. So I hope those little tips help for you today. If you, like I said, if you want to practice on this side, you might say with me or left here and right here, whatever words you want to use. Just be consistent and have fun with your dog. So till next week.